Yeah, because occasional times, when I go up to a different city on a train and I get like lunch cooked for me and stuff.
Oh, here we go.
And then.
I don't see you coming down here on a train. I'll make you some hot dogs or something then. Make you some burgers.
You've never even offered. That's the first offer we've ever had. How long have we been doing this podcast? 3.5 years or something.
Oh, look at this. Disharmony already. Disharmony. How many episodes have you done of the show? How many episodes?
Of what? Of this show?
The Polish Box.
The Polish Box? Well, we've taped 3, but only one of them's out.
It's only one official episode, and we're already comparing us like jilted lovers.
Yeah, it's just that's what I mean. I've seen the light now. It was great.
Here we go.
I was treated like a proper podcast guy.
They listened to you. They actually made eye contact.
Have you heard? Yeah, exactly. Have you heard it yet? Have you listened to it? Within 3 minutes, I get a present.
It's disgusting.
Is that slang for a penis?
No, they gave me a birthday present. It was John Barrowman in vinyl.
See, that's like when you say like you got taken in the back of a transit van.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Exactly. Got taken in the back of a transit van, and it was John Barrowman.
There you go.
Providing us with samples.
Well, I've done no shenanigans in this podcast. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Conquistabores. Tonight, the Conquistabores deliver a pipe bomb as they decide the greatest wrestling promo of all time. Stepping into the ring for hard times tonight, Commissioner Phil Doyle, the American Dream Cameron Phillips, Cactus Ewan Taylor, and Geordie Allen Milburn. Only tonight on the Conquistador.
What is the next round table? Do we know yet?
No, that'll be like 4 or 5 months away, so we're not even thought of that yet.
Yeah, that's true.
The Fabulous Mooler's greatest matches.
Oh God!
Hey, he appears
as if by magic.
As if by magic. What is he? Is that you rustling?
Sorry, I'm eating some chocolate. Right.
Put it away.
Take the gimp suit off.
I love the fact that you can hear Cam switching to like parent voice.
Yeah.
What have you got there? Just put it away. It's fine.
Everyone's seen your penis before. Put it away.
Why would his penis make a wrestling noise?
I'm not answering that question.
It's very wrinkly. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Just a quick introduction, by the way, for Lee from the Polish Box is just a message saying, better not go nuts on Messenger for the next little while. We don't want his notifications going off every 20 seconds while he's with the other family.
Whoa!
Shots fired.
Tell him we saw you first.
Yeah, I know. I'm back. Yeah. I'm back with I'm back with the family I've been with for years, and
I'll set fire tomorrow, Glasgow, if you go away.
Oh Jesus! Are we beginning then?
I guess on that bombshell of you podcasting whilst messaging somebody else on another podcast.
I'm messaging. No, I'm closing it down now. All right.
Oh, he says that. We can't see it though, can we? Can't see it, can we?
I'm not the sort of person to be seeing the other woman behind anyone's back, so you're fine.
It's actually messaging, miss you, love you, XOXOXO, wah, kisses.
How are you reading my screen?
Like,
anyway, sorry.
I might be podcasting with them, but I'm thinking of you.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
That's what he's doing.
On that note,
hi.
Welcome to the Conquistadores.
Oh, are you sure that's the right podcast? Cam, you want to check, do you?
Right, yeah, I've checked it right. I've got it up on the screen and everything. It's in writing.
Yes, welcome to the Conquistadores, sponsored by the Polish Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the wrestling hat on.
That's how it works. Here we go. Oh, of course he does.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry.
We're like 2 minutes in, it's devolved already.
Let's see how long it is till he slips up, boys. Just keep one eye on him.
Place your bets now.
What, until I start talking about K9?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Oh, no, I meant the wrestling move, the K9.
The K9, yeah. It's like a wrestling move where you just kind of wheel yourself along on the ground and then just stop dead and get stuck on the ropes.
Is that Tugboat's career?
That's every Great Khali match.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the Great Khali was an instigator of the K9 wrestling style. Yeah.
I think that'll be the first and last mention of the Great Khali tonight, given our subject matter.
Well, probably, yeah. Unless Khali had a good promo going, but never mind. Anyway.
Yes.
What's tonight, Phil?
Tonight is a round table episode of us deciding what is the best of something wrestling specific, and it is the best wrestling promo.
Yes.
Best wrestling promo ever.
Men talking. So it's like an episode of TNA that never ends.
It feels like it so far.
Wow! Oh, yay! Cousin, isn't it good to walk in the arena and to see all the kids swinging their arms? Oh, not only the kids, Cousin Luke, but all our mates out there, all the Bushwhackers, as we're coming in, Cousin Luke, as we're climbing, as we're marching, as we're going to the top of the WWE Tag Team ladder, all our mates out there, Cousin Luke, they're doing it with us. They're climbing to the top with us, Cousin Luke. They're helping us march over our opponents, Cousin. We're all going together, Cousin Luke. We're marching over them, Cousin. It's one for all. And all our mates out there for the Bushwhackers.
What are we defining a promo as?
I was going to say, this is going to be the first step, isn't it? Because we have to actually define what a promo is. So I did the obvious thing and checked Wikipedia.
All right, okay.
Where is it? Promo. This is from the page Glossary of Professional Wrestling Terms.
All right.
I've lost it. Where's it gone? There we go.
Awesome.
Promo. An in-character interview or monologue, full stop. Often includes either a, quote, in-ring interview or, brackets, on television, close brackets, a skit by wrestlers and other performers to advance a storyline or feud. The act of performing a promo is referred to as cutting, as in cutting a promo.
I appreciate the punctuation. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, an in-ring character interview or monologue. Monologue implying it's one person. Interview will be your one person talking to somebody else shtick. So that is what a promo is classed as.
Right.
So there you go.
That's grand.
That's grand, isn't it?
Well,
so I think
that's the end of the show. Thanks for listening.
That covers off your kind of what I like to call the Mean Gene style promo.
Yes.
Which would be your man backstage with a mic talking to another man who's probably like much bigger, sweatier, and hairier.
Yes.
And then you got like, your in-ring one, where it's like, I'm just going to go down to the ring and chat for a bit because, why not?
Like live ones, yep.
And then,
my name's Triple H, yep.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with a 20-minute promo.
20 minutes later, off we go. And then I suppose you've got the ones where like it's just two dudes talking backstage and there's like an invisible camera filming them that they don't realise is there.
The mythical Monday Night Raw camera roving around the backstage area, and they're kind of not supposed to be aware of it.
Oh, which I've got issues with that in this day and age, but I might come to that later.
A little bit, yeah.
So that's where like the promo is. So I guess things like the Daniel Bryan Kane, what was it? They go off to therapy session.
Dr. Shelby.
Yeah,
Dr. Shelby's therapy.
So that wouldn't really count as a promo because it's more of like an actual sketch in it because you got other characters in there, so the things in there. So that's out. That's binned, gone.
Yep, gone.
That's gone.
Well, I'm about to bin one of Cameron's favourites.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is basically why we're doing the definition, because as I tweeted the other night and people responded to.
Oh, look at that! Are they Polish fans or are they Western fans, Cameron?
It helped that my other family retweeted it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I'm with the new family.
Oh, Cameron, I didn't put you down as a cheat.
This is the whole Bullet Club and Elite thing, isn't it? He's in the elite. He's in the Bullet Club, but is he in the Elite? Is he in the Bullet Club? What's going on? Is he on that?
He's the third man. That's who he is.
Oh,
well.
Cameron throwbacks his hood. It's like, it was me.
It was me, Milburn, all along.
That implies Al's the Stone Cold of the podcast.
Well, he's drinking enough beer, so.
I like this picture of Al in the ring getting chuck bottles of Newcastle Brown Ale and catching them.
the Newcastle Brown truck.
Yeah.
Al's going to take to Brown Town.
These glass bottles are smashed into the ring everywhere because he can't catch them.
Oh my god!
It's funny because it's true.
That's the best. That is the best mental image I've had so far today. Anyway,
Sorry, carry on.
one of the original.
God.
We had a whole list going on the Trello board that we used to organise the podcast, and one of them we put down was the post Montreal Vince McMahon sit down interview with Jim Ross, in which he's asked the question that many people believe that Vince McMahon screwed Bret Hart.
Some would say, I screwed Bret Hart. Bret Hart would definitely tell you, I screwed him. I look at it from a different standpoint. I look at it from the standpoint of the referee did not screw Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels certainly did not screw Bret Hart. Nor did Vince McMahon screw Bret Hart. I truly believe that Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart. And he can look in the mirror and know that.
My argument for that would be, and including it in here, is that it is the seed and the starting point of the Mr. McMahon character.
But by definition, it is not a promo.
An in-character interview.
I knew that, as soon as the word "in character" came up, I thought I was going to.
He was not in character. It was the seed of the Mr. McMahon, but he was Vince McMahon trying to defend him and his company for his ridiculous
I think he
actions.
was a character in that one.
He wasn't a character.
He was a character.
But doesn't the fact it happened on a WWF show then mean it's part of the fictitious story that's going on? Therefore,
what was he
I
promoting?
suppose retroactively.
What was he promoting? He
That's the point. That's a good point.
He wasn't promoting anything.
That's a very good point.
He was defending himself.
That's a very, very good point.
Because I would say, your definition of a good promo is something that draws money. Because at the end of the day, that's what these promotions.
Yeah, that interview didn't draw money. It led to money, but it didn't draw shit at the time.
Yeah.
All it was draw heat.
So the whole point of them was, the dude with the microphone talking about what they're going to do was because it was to promote the next show, wasn't it? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Promote the next pay-per-view, promote the next show. Well, next time I'm in Asperg, Illinois, I'm going to beat that guy up kind of stuff, which is, where they all started from. So, by that, on that kind of point, it wasn't anything. Yeah, it did build to the Austin McMahon feud, but it wasn't for that. He didn't
even hit Austin at that point.
Exactly. But retroactively, that's the starting point, isn't it? That's the kind of the stone that starts rolling down the hill till we get to it. But by itself, it's just McMahon defended himself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I might have to side with Al here.
I'm getting the bin, I'm afraid.
So we're not including the Bret screwed Bret.
Get in the bin.
Purely because he's defending his own business as the real life Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Well, no, Cameron. The real reason is because you did that other podcast. But apart from that,
all right. Okay, just on that topic, the sit-down interview. What about the one? Because I remember this from WrestleMania 8, where it's like Vince sat with Hogan, and they're talking about him retiring at like WrestleMania 8 or whatever.
I just won't know until I come out of the ring if it was my last match.
Well, then, whether or not this is your last match, I'd like to say that on behalf of all of us, your Hulkamaniacs, thank you for the memories, thank you for the inspiration, and thank you for Hulkamania.
Thank you.
there is a little smidgen of his match with Sid promoted in it, so it could class as something. Yeah. But again, I don't think it was really. It was more of a farewell than a build-up to his match, I think.
So that's okay in a technicality that it was actually leading to a match.
It was, but I don't mind not counting it because I think it was more of a farewell than anything to promote them match.
Because they did a lot of those, like, you know, they did, there was the whole series with JR Mankind.
Oh yeah,
it was, yeah.
So they were kind of like the seal. Were they not the ones that sort of sealed the deal for Vince about Mankind's character?
Yeah,
yeah. They were
up until
build
that
the
point.
character. Yeah, that was a character building interview.
You know what you tell the people week in and week out? You say, look at Mankind. I don't even know if he feels pain or maybe he likes pain. You see, you're a powerful man, Jimmy. You have got the ability to reach a lot of people, to spread the truth, and you neglect to do it. Let me ask you a couple of questions. What is it about pain that I love. You see, I feel just like every other person. You see that? It hurts. Is it when I can't get up? When my little boy says, Daddy, I want to play ball, and I can't do it? Is that where the fun starts? Is it where a doctor injects a 12-inch needle into the discs in my spine so I can wrestle one more day? Whoopee! Let the party begin!
These kind of sit-down interviews seem to be more kind of geared towards showing you the character, as opposed to it being like, well, we need someone to go out there and talk about this next segment or this build or like a build toward a match or a show or something. So the interviews I think tend to be more for the character stuff, where it's like, you know, the Mean Gene interview is your more, you know, cream of the crop, brother kind of style thing.
I like that one.
I think we're talking the difference in the sort of sit-down interview one. I think there's a difference between allowing a single wrestler or a tag team or whatever to have a sit-down interview and give them more of a chance to talk, rather than having a sort of promo, in which case they might be interrupted by whoever they're supposed to be feuding with.
Yeah.
I think, interject and you know, make it that way. So I think, because sometimes the sit-down interviews are really kind of like a good way of doing it. I
think Edge and Christian talked about one of the podcasts about how, like, they kind of first started turning heel on one of those sit-down interviews. They were just kind of like started swearing and talking about stuff, you know, in a more heelish way. That began their heel turn. So yeah, I think the sit-down ones are more like, right, here we can get a character out. We can like explore a bit more of the character.
Yeah.
Which you don't necessarily get time to, because they only really have to talk about themselves. They don't have to talk about the next match or the opponent or whatever they're in. So they're more focused on that. So yeah. Those I'm just push off the table. Bin.
All right, fair enough. So we're not including any kind of interviews.
Sit down interviews.
So no sit down interviews.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think I know where this is going.
Oh, well,
all right.
Has he got? Well, if you can argue a point against it that it was a promotion, you know, a show or whatever, then feel free.
So by the very definition of a promo, we're only counting it if it's promoting either an angle, a show, or a match.
I think it's got to build towards something. It's got to be building towards something, hasn't it?
It's got to build towards something. So the Mankind interviews with JR, because they were just his character talking, and it was kind of, in that sense, didn't have that end result.
Well, hang on.
Didn't JR also do sit down interview with Kane, and then Kane set him on fire?
I think so.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was quite awful.
But then I'm thinking of, like, you know, the promos Austin did down at ECW. Were they building to anything?
No, that was he was just hatred. It was just sheer hatred.
it was like therapy, I think, for him.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you're gonna count that, if you're gonna say, it didn't build towards a match or an angle, then you're pretty much gonna eliminate probably the most infamous. Okay, he wasn't Stone Cold Steve Austin at that point in time.
No.
He was Steve Austin.
And they say, no, that's not for you, brother. You can't do that. We're going to keep you right where you are. I said, how about me and Brian get back together? The Hollywood Blondes, it was the best tag team to come along in 10 years. And they say, no, Steve, we need you in a singles role, man. We need you to do this. We're going to put the U.S. title on you, and then we're going to take you here, and then you're the number one contender, so then you got this world title shot. Well, all that never happened.
But then you could argue that the more famous Austin promo, or whatever you want to call it, that ultimately led to something, but at the time it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, also that other Stone Cold Steve Austin promo, the 316 one, is probably to refer to a match which is just finished.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
That's true.
So
let's quickly address that. We may as well, because we're
sure, going on.
Well, the 316 promo it's amazing, and Doc Hendricks makes it, Michael Hayes makes it fantastically by his facial expressions.
The fourth prestigious King of the Ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin, an incredible victory.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, get him out of the WWF. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers, and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
Come on, that's not necessary.
All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime.
But the promo is surely aimed at Jake Roberts, who we just beat.
Yep.
And I don't know, there might be some I can't say it.
Animosity.
Sorry, amongst that, because the story goes Jake Roberts was supposed to put on a better match.
Yes.
But he was so gassed. He all he did is literally lay there for 4 minutes. Austin stomped on him.
He just sandbagged him.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, Austin obviously beat him in I think it was around 4 minute mark, and only because of Jake's Bible thumping, which I believe by that time was a fake, as he started drinking about a month or two before that, back on the block, and sadly.
Nice.
He's just berating Roberts' Bible thumping, and that's where the whole Austin 3:16 comes from. And as Cameron will tell you, although WWE likes to think that promo made Austin, it took a long time to actually get Austin anywhere.
It didn't at all. Not at the time at all. I think the WWE would like to rewrite history and go back and say that promo launched the Stone Cold catch.
Cameron, are you trying to say that WWE rewrite history?
I might have a slight suggestion of it, Ewan, yes.
Shocking.
Because when I was doing, I still am doing the 90s pay-per-view thing on the blog for Conquistabores. Quick plug. I am doing another one soon, honest. I'll get round to it. And that promo basically gained him, for the next pay-per-view, for SummerSlam 96, a dark match with Yokozuna at the very top of the card.
Not technically a dark match, it was the pre-show or whatever, the free-for-all it was called.
That was the free-for-all, the pre-show, whatever it is. He wasn't.
I'd say but that the 316 thing, that was the start of the groundswell of the support in the crowd, wasn't it? Because then you get the 316 signs and the t-shirts.
It does, but that still comes months later, really.
Yeah, but then I think
he kept the slogan.
But that builds in the background there. That kind of builds in the audience, and it's like the whole Daniel Bryan thing. The audience start to swell up behind him, and the company's got no choice but to go with it.
It felt very organic. It wasn't forced. It was very much the seed was planted. It just sort of grew and grew and grew until we got to the point where it was just 316 mania.
Yeah,
it was by his admission. It was just something he came up with off the top of his head on the spot.
Yeah, he's come back from the hospital, wasn't he? Was he go out to get stitches, and he was got
to get stitches
back
in his mouth because Mark Mero tried to. Was it Mark Mero planched him?
And then he busted his lip on the rope, I think, or something.
Something like that. Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah,
but if you look at it historically, that is like an important pay-per-view.
Yeah, but just pretty much for that one promo.
One promo, yeah.
But then
no one remembers the
match. That's in June. He doesn't become anything until he starts challenging Bret Hart, which was in about October.
Which is like the Survivor Series, which is like November.
For his Survivor Series match. So really, they like to think he made him, but he was he fought Yokozuna. I think he fought Triple H, who was a bit of a nobody then at the next pay-per-view. And he might have even missed one of I can't remember the exact order, but he didn't really do much until Survivor Series.
Stone Cold at that time, though, was absolutely red hot microphone-wise.
Yeah, that whole kind of...
I've got another one here with... I put it on the Trello board just below the ECW one. The one about... it's just before the Final Four pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I may be... Shut up, Pop. I may be the toughest SOB in the WWF, but I recognize an ambush when I see it.
You're right.
From where I stand right now, I see 3 crybabies and Little Boy Blue. You all sit there and piss and moan about everything you want to. At the Final Four, I'll wait my opportunity then. No disqualification is right down my alley. I threw both of your asses over the top rope. Shawn Michaels, you know, son, if you'd have been in there, I'd have done the exact same thing to you. Come February 16th, that's when I'll get mine.
Vader's behind you. Yeah.
No second thought, I'll whip your asses right now.
The promo, if we're on the subject of Steve Austin, if we're doing this wrestler by wrestler, in the ECW promo that he does, it's just fantastic because of the Dusty Rhodes impressions that are interspersed throughout it. That is a promo. What I would ask people about, is a promo better if it contains an element of the truth?
Yes.
Obviously, yeah, because it gives something for the
the hardcores to latch on to.
Well, even hardcores. If there's real emotion behind it, then it's easier for an audience to connect with it.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's the whole Roman Reigns thing, because he's been so scripted. Like, nothing from him is coming from like a genuine place.
No.
So the audience just realise, can just sense that and reject it. But I think with the few times where he has kind of gone, like the Brock Lesnar promo we did recently, that one he called her a bitch, like he's a part-time, that kind of thing.
Even still, that felt forced.
Yeah, it felt forced, but it felt a bit like it was coming from like a real place emotionally.
No, I can't. I'm not one of these ones that just hates Roman Reigns because I hate Roman Reigns. I just don't get him.
Yeah,
and I know that's unpopular because it's like, oh, he's amazing. Oh, you should really. I don't get him, and the fact that he's been forced in my TV for years now.
Yeah,
but I didn't even realize he's headlined like 3 WrestleManias in a row.
Yeah,
and this is his 4th or something. I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah,
crazy. That's how insignificant he is.
He's also another statistic. He's been in the last 2 of the Royal Rumble for the last 4 Royal Rumbles.
Yes, he has.
Which is kind of obvious when you think about it, but it only occurred to me the other day when someone pointed out, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, he has."
Yeah,
the problem. The problem. I don't want to get caught up in a Roman Reigns conversation, but the problem I've got with Roman Reigns is that he was the most boring member of the Shield, and when they all went single, he didn't change.
Nope, he's still the same character as years ago.
Seth Rollins changed, and Dean Ambrose changed, but they just ploughed on with.
Reigns was hot. Reigns was like what was that Royal Rumble when he kind of like started smashing people left, right, and centre?
That was the Batista one. If he'd won that one,
it would have made him.
It might have been a different story.
Yeah, but it didn't win with Batista. But I think it's like you need that kind of level of like emotional. Realness. I can't speak tonight. That in the promos because the audience can tell if it's fake or if it's scripted.
Yep.
Yeah.
WWE's audience is the most casual audience out there in the actual arena itself. If they're groaning, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, like to go back just for a minute to Dusty Rhodes and his Hard Times promo, the one where he's like,
I was going to get to this promo. I love this promo so much.
Is that the one as well where he's talking, he's like saying to us, reach out with your hands, reach out to the TV,
it is such a preacher piece, but it works so well.
But again, because it's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
That's, also, the man's charisma that helps connect with the audience and makes the promo even better.
I'm going to reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me in this time, I will repay you now because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this Hard Time Blues.
So yeah, it does need that kind of element of truth to it, but it's emotional truth, not necessarily going into a shoot for seconds.
I'd say the fantastic bit about that promo as well is that it reinforces Dusty Rhodes'
character,
everyman character, as the flip side of Ric Flair's.
Yeah, Ric Flair is the flashy man, the man that's got everything. Dusty Rhodes is the guy working 9 to 5, working as hard as he can, and Ric Flair took that away from him.
I don't think he really is, but okay. I don't think he goes out and unblocks toilets.
In kayfabe terms.
Wait a second, Al. Are you saying that the wrestlers don't have other jobs? Then how do you explain Duke the Drop to Drody?
Just Dusty Rhodes. All the other guys do.
What about Repo Man?
Oh yeah, he does a few burglaries before he gets in the ring.
Exactly.
Are you telling me that Undertaker didn't really make that casket for Kamala?
We saw him do it. It was in the video.
He did. I saw the promo on it.
Yeah, he's fairly at that workshop, and he's making that. And the Yokozuna one before the Royal Rumble '94 with the double wide, double deep.
Do you think they get away with putting moons and stars and stuff on the coffin these days?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
They may as well just throw a few extra words on there.
Well, no, you talk about Dusty being the flip side of Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair's promo again. They were coming from a real place. They were shouty.
I'm going to tell you all with a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you get to stay number one is to be number one. And this is the only title in the wrestling world that makes you number one. When you are the king of the WWF, you rule the world.
That's when it works, because it's Ric Flair representing what Ric Flair stands up for, what Dusty Rhodes is representing what he stands up for, and because they're both so emotional, they both connect so well with the crowd, you actually get invested in that character. You want to see what happens next. Of course you want to see Dusty Rhodes kick the living daylights out of Ric Flair because of what Ric Flair had done, but there'll be a segment of that crowd will be like, actually, I agree with Ric Flair. Why is this man who couldn't scrape 2 quarters together to get anything, why should he hold the prestigious title that Ric Flair has?
Exactly. Yeah, I'd go along with that.
I think that's also, they talk about the heel promos. They also need to kind of have a grain of truth in them as well, don't they? It's like, you know, so you can see, you know, yeah, he's right, but he's a dick, and I still want to see him punched.
While we're in this era, I think we need to talk about one Mr. Harley Race.
I didn't think that there was anything on the face of the earth that would ever push me to do what I'm going to do right now. But Flair, you have pushed me as far as you're going to push. Right here is $25,000. And it goes to any human being that can eliminate Ric Flair from wrestling. Take a look at it. Paul Jones, you and your whole entourage of people. Dick Slater. Kabuki. The names, the list, it goes on and on. Any human being that can eliminate Ric Flair for me has got $25,000 cash. I'll give it to any living human being. Jack Briscoe, you are world's champion. You took the belt from me. You're the man. You can do it. It's here for you. Come and get it, please. Somebody take the damn money. I want rid of Flair.
I love it just for Harley Race's attire alone.
Oh yeah, that kind of like patchwork blue suit thing.
Dude cuts a mean suit.
Yeah, he cuts a mean suit.
Well, it's related to like when we did the Starcade, like the kind of promos he was doing backstage, where he's just kind of talking in a really slow, quiet voice.
And goes, "This is what it's all about: the heavyweight championship of the world."
I think that's what Triple H was trying to channel in some of his promos, but failed because he was Triple H.
Well,
Triple H.
I know it sounds obvious, but
although, you know, initially, like, this is going to be like each was going to pick a promo and we were going to argue it which one's going to be best. And I think the two of the ones I was going to pick both involve Triple H, but he's on the receiving end. So I think he's better as a receiver than a giver, I think, with his promos sometimes.
I think it's kind of impossible for us to actually just pick one promo each and argue the case, because there's so many good ones.
That's why I just say we just do it as a discussion.
We're probably doing this the right way as we are.
I think so. But I think also as well the fact that in that there was no internet, there were no dirt sheets, there were no internet forums. You basically, what you got from the show was what you saw on TV. That's why I think these promos are so powerful, because they had such a connection with the audience in that era.
Yeah.
You only had one shot to get your message out there, maybe two in a magazine. But if you didn't get this right, this months of build could be nothing. And that's why I think these promos are so important and such a good lesson for the guys of today to look at.
Well, you mean like in this half the promos are just to fill out 3 hours of Raw these days?
Yes.
Exactly,
Al. This is a 1 hour show, and this is maybe like a 5-minute segment, but in that 5 minutes you are so invested in what's going on. Yeah. It's the connections unreal.
The meandering Go Nothing promo or the Wyatt.
The Wyatt. Probably. Yes, that one. On the flip side of that, we've got one Chris Jericho.
Malenko, you claim to be the man of 1,000 holds, but I counted, and you know about 60, but I know 1,004, and I wrote them all down. Here we go. Hold 1, arm drag. Hold 2, arm bar. Hold 3, the moss-covered, 3-handled family gradunzel.
Why doesn't he just mail us this list and we'll announce it?
Arm bar.
He's just ranting.
Number 5, the Saskatchewan spinning nerve hold.
This must be meathead microphone night. You think so?
He's
got 998 to go.
9,
get the hook. We're out of here. Shut up.
Get a haircut. Number 10, right-handed punch. Number 11, left-handed punch.
We're back, fans.
Hold number 712. Armbar.
Can we physically get him out of the ring?
I
can. Yeah, but you've got to announce. I know you can.
Hold number 714. The Canadian.
Armbar.
I think that this is a good example of because Jericho's on this was on Nitro, wasn't it? So it was on
it was on Nitro, yeah. I think
yes.
This was when he was starting to get sick of life at WCW.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he's stuck. He's stuck on the mid bottom of the card.
Yeah,
and I guess he's just like, right, you've just got a couple of minutes. Just do something. And he just comes out, and it's just it's iconic in its own way.
He comes with half a tree.
A massive room of computer paper, has a drink, and starts listing his holds, and it's like,
yeah.
But I think that counts as a great promo because he's just literally just right. You've got it's probably it's before and after a commercial, isn't it? I think so. He's probably got 2 minutes max.
Yeah, he goes through a commercial break.
2-3 minutes, and the impact I think it has for him is is brilliant.
Yeah, this is obviously building up a Dean Malenko match because Dean Malenko's the man of 1,000 holds, and Jericho's point was, I know 1,000 holds and 4 extra. Therefore, I will beat Dean Malenko.
I'm better. But I think it's those. I think those kind of moments where it's kind of off the cuff, and it's like someone taking a chance to kind of make themselves. Yeah. Which kind of relates back to the Austin promo. That one, Austin. You got a few minutes into the pay-per-view, say something. Yeah. And it's about the wrestlers kind of taking that moment, or the brass ring, as Vince would always refer to it, and taking it and running with it as fast, grabbing it as hard as they can. Which
can you imagine wrestlers of nowadays being told, right, you've got 2 minutes, do something? They wouldn't know what to do.
Very few people.
A lot of them would be like rabbits' headlights.
I think it's got a lot better than it maybe was a few years ago because they've signed so many people off the independent scene now.
Yeah, that's true.
For NXT and come up through NXT, and obviously they do promo class in NXT.
Yeah,
they do.
I think it's an element of trust as well because I can see Vince trusting the New Day to go out and just fill 5-10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because ironically, they took their own opportunity to make their own thing. I mean, I remember 3 or 4 years ago that New Day gimmick first came up. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is awful." It's full of just like Sunday preachers because they're black. They all have to have a gospel choir next to them and all this kind of stuff.
But the good thing was they turned the heel, didn't they? They kind of flipped it and made it a heel thing.
Yeah,
and then. Then they did the sort of Eddie Guerrero thing of being so good at being heels, they became faces by default.
Yeah.
And now they're sort of running with it, and it's great because they really believed in what they were doing. But I think it's kind of like a catch-22 because they had to be given an opportunity to do that to prove they could do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, they had to have that one moment that everyone in the back saw, holy shit, these guys have got it.
This is going to go over because, I mean, I think it could have. They could have tanked. They're not the only ones, but could have tanked so badly. But I think that's the case with a lot of them. I think that's the case with a lot of the new guys coming through the main roster. I think they need to be given an opportunity to show they can take an opportunity.
Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of them are getting.
I think in NXT they get it more because they're still developing in NXT.
Because it's that discrepancy again between at the moment you have a generation on NXT and have had people on NXT that are now on the main roster who have kind of been overseen to the product by Triple H, who's very much coming at it from a wrestling angle.
Yeah.
And they then go to the land of Vince, and Vince comes at it from a very much a television presentation angle.
Yeah.
And
I think Vince comes at it from a Vince angle. And if he doesn't like it, that's it. If he does like it,
that's it. Yeah. And I think I think it was Jim Cornette on his podcast said not long ago, he said, the problem that we have at the minute is that Vince has all sizzle, no steak.
Yeah.
And Triple H is in charge of a lot of steaks that need seasoning.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is.
I think that's the same episode that contains... No, so I'm thinking of a photo shoot that contains the greatest line Jim Cornette's come out with this week.
Oh, God.
I couldn't walk up to him if I was cremated next to him.
Yes.
Died laughing.
That'd be Vince Russo again?
That'd be Vince Russo,
That'd be Vince Russo.
Never mind. Anyway, back to promos. We're wandering around here.
Yes. Let's go to one that is iconic for a number of reasons and perhaps started the biggest war in wrestling. Let's go to Bash at the Beach. Let's go to the start of the NWO.
Yeah. So I was going to come at the tack like if we're going to pick the greatest promo, it's got to be a promo that has an impact beyond selling a match.
Well, this is an impact. Not
this one changed wrestling. Like this.
Oh yeah, this is it.
shifted around this moment, you know.
Yeah, it broke everything.
Well, the first thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother. These two men right here came from a great big organization up north, and everybody was wondering who the third man was. Well, who knows more about that organization than me, brother?
I've been there, I've done that. You have made the wrong decision, in my opinion.
Well, let me tell you something. I made that organization a monster. I made people rich up there. I made the people that ran that organization rich up there, brother. And when it all came to pass, the name Hulk Hogan, the man Hulk Hogan, got bigger than the whole organization, brother. And then billionaire Ted, amigo, he wanted to talk turkey with Hulk Hogan. Well, billionaire Ted promised me movies, brother. Billionaire Ted promised me millions of dollars. And billionaire Ted promised me world caliber matches. And as far as billionaire Ted goes, Eric Bischoff and the whole WCW goes, I'm bored, brother. That's why these two guys here, the so-called outsiders, these are the men I want as my friends. They're the new blood of professional wrestling, brother. And not only are we gonna take over the whole wrestling business with Hulk Hogan and the new blood, the monsters with me, we will destroy everything in our path, Mean Gene.
As much as I'm a bit meh about Hogan sometimes.
What?
I'm a bit meh about Hogan sometimes. You know this, Al. You know this. We've had this discussion.
More than once.
We've sat in pubs, and I've told you this.
At work.
At work. We've argued. We smashed each other through tables.
I'm sure, was it a Diesel podcast or Razor? They were talking about how, like, or was it maybe even been Bischoff, but, like, they wanted the NWO to be, like, not wrestling. So all the things they were doing, it was, like, very much, like, skewing away from, like, the wrestling, this kind of standard wrestling promo. So all the things they were doing, they were acting, it was different, and they were trying to not be wrestling. And then they bring Hogan in, and, like, he's like, well, let me tell you this, brother.
Yeah, and it's like in 10 seconds.
And I think they talk about, like, Kevin Nash, like, he was in the ring and, like, he's, like, looking at Skull going, oh my god, it's a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
But it still worked because at that moment, it was like what it needed just to spark that whole thing off properly.
It was the arrogance of Hulk Hogan's basically telling the audience to fuck off, this is what's happening, and they respond by throwing everything they can in the ring apart from chairs. I mean, they're getting peppered.
Oh, but the garbage, yeah. Like the actual Bash at the Beach. Was he not? Al will probably know better for this because Al's quite well up on his Hulk Hogan.
Is he?
Yeah. That was it. Was he not, Al, on very much touch and go as to whether he would go through with it on the night?
Yes, the rumor is Sting was in the back ready to take his place if he wouldn't do
imagine
it.
that.
Wow. Can you imagine that?
Was Sting in the back? Who was in the match? It was Luke. Was Sting in the match? Sorry.
No,
Sting was in the match.
Macho was in the match, wasn't he?
Was it Macho, Lex, and Sting? I don't know if Sting was going to turn midway through the match. He was the backup to Hogan.
I don't know.
Hogan was really scared about ruining his character.
Well, he hadn't been a promo since what, the early 80s? When he was with Freddie Blassie?
That could be right.
He was like a heel guy back then, wasn't he? Which was like
before he came to Vince, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he might be in WF, but no, he was the Incredible Hulk Hogan or something. I think he wrestled in white tights.
He was like a heel with Vince Senior, wasn't he? And then he came back after WrestleMania, after Rocky 3 as like the babyface. Like that was it. Essentially, after that, wasn't it? So.
But no, he was worried about his character. But then he realised that the NWO was hot and there's a lot of money to be made. So
the money to be made, brother.
He decided that was worth the risk.
And it kept him over, kept him top of the card, didn't it? You know.
Yeah, for a good another 4 or 5. Yeah, well, kind of until they went out of business, I guess. Oh no, did he not get sacked or He walked out before the
he walked out.
He left.
At,
he saw the ship sinking and went, "Nope."
Yeah, is it not one of the? I think Slamboree 2000 or something like that.
Is the finger poke of doom? Does that count as a promo?
No, that doesn't count as a promo. But this is, that promo once again had an element of truth, because you could well believe that Hogan was. Because at that time, there were WCW fans, and I think pretty much every wrestling fan was sick of Hogan, basically, as he was.
Yeah.
As the red and yellow, kind of all-encompassing hero. And so that promo, when he basically has a go at the fans, you can understand kind of why. And I think, was it Michael P.S. Hayes once said, the best heel promos are given by heels who, no matter how despicable, believe they're right.
Yeah.
And that was totally Hogan believing he was right. And that's why the NWO kind of took off as much as it did. The funniest bit about the NWO promos at that time, the sort of TV ones they had on Nitro a couple of weeks afterwards that were all like, they're all kind of cut, and they're all kind of quick cuts and interspersed lines and all this kind of stuff. They weren't like a sort of one continually long thing. And apparently Bischoff did it that way because he was forced to do that way because they had so many problems with like Hall, Nash, and Hogan just together, just rambling on. That the only way he could present it was as a little cut up, cut the best bits together really, really quickly and do like camera change and that kind of stuff. And then that became sort of this wonderfully unique style that for some reason they all thought Eric Bischoff had some great editorial decision over, and apparently it was just because he had to.
Yeah, well, that's always the best things, isn't it? Like those things where it's like you do the best of what you've got, and somehow like you can make magic out of it. And like we said, like this promo shifted the industry.
No, yeah, totally. It is one of the great. It accompanies one of the greatest heel turns in wrestling.
Yeah,
probably the probably greatest heel turn in wrestling because it was so unexpected.
Yeah,
I think it's the best one.
So what else would be like as important as that? I think another one we got on there is the Bret Hart snapping at Vince. Like a few months before the Montreal Screwjob, when he kind of like does he say that Vince is the owner of the WWF?
You've got to be terribly frustrated, extremely frustrated over what has just happened.
Whoa! Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. This is bullshit.
Oh, we apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Me, everybody screws me, and nobody does a goddamn thing about it. Nobody in the building cares. Nobody in the dressing room cares. So much goddamn injustice around here. I've had it up to here.
We apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody knows it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I should be the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Get him out of the ring.
Everybody just keeps turning a blind eye. You keep turning a blind eye to it. I got that Gorilla Monsoon. He turns a blind eye to it. Everybody in that goddamn dressing room knows that I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Cut him off.
If you don't like it, tough shit.
I don't remember.
Is it not the Royal? It's just after the Rumble, is it not? When he?
Can't remember now.
I'm sure it's the Raw after the Rumble where he threatens to walk out unless Steve Austin doesn't get his title shot.
It's March the 17th, 1997. So it's just before WrestleMania 13.
Which one's this? Are we talking about the same thing?
It's the one where he smashes up the place and goes, this is all bullshit. And starts, you got Jim Ross going to go, we apologize for Bret Hart's language.
I still think he cut one earlier than that about the Rumble result.
Possibly,
yeah.
But
I'd say the one
March,
I've chosen is
that's the promo that gets the WrestleMania 13 match, which is the double turn with Austin.
Yeah,
which was never supposed to happen, by the way.
The double turn.
No, the match was never supposed to happen.
What was it supposed to be?
Michaels Bret Hart too.
Oh, it was supposed to be the rematch, wasn't it?
But Michaels had to put him over, so he had this miracle knee injury that kept him out of WrestleMania.
Is that can we refer back to Michaels' Lost His Smile promo?
That's not really a promo.
I was going to say, under the definition we're kind of setting these things, it doesn't really count.
And it certainly was not very element of realism or whatever in it.
Well, no, it's a complete lie, and a fabrication.
Yeah, there's that.
But so Speaking of Shawn Michaels, I put one on the Trello board here about it's not really. The thing about it is, it's not really, as far as crowd reaction on the night goes, referring to the match he's about to have, but it's the 2005 episode of Raw.
Oh, this is great. Where he's just turn up and he gets shat on.
Yeah, and it's for crowd response and absolute thermonuclear heat.
Oh yeah,
you can't beat this.
No, this is
glorious promo.
Well, since all of you have been so respectful to me, I would like to return in kind. Oh, Canada, how I hate this place. Oh, Canada, I'm gonna kick Hulk Hogan right in the face.
And the thing is, Michaels just rolls with it because he knows exactly what he's coming into, and he rolls with it like a champ.
He's obviously just not taken by surprise at the reaction at all. He knows it's coming.
Yeah,
and it's also the one where it's the one goes as soon as you start a promo in the middle of Montreal. What was this like? 8 years after the event, even
still better.
And you're there going, Montreal. Who's your daddy? And it's just, oh my god,
it's so good.
And it's the booze rain down upon him,
vociferous.
Yeah, he's proper like you're gonna get jumped on the way out the building kind of territory.
I believe to quote Daniel Bryan's, you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. I think when we discussed this in work with Al was saying you didn't really rate it.
Oh. No,
of course not. It's not the genius doing poetry, is it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
To me, I'm the genius, a poet, a wrestler, and more. I'm the wisest man since the world began, aglow with credentials galore.
Porter ought to hit him right in the back
My
of the head.
voice is as deep as the ocean.
Why not?
My words
Give him
and
a
my
chance,
music
Tony.
are
Let us
true.
hear from him.
Hit him right now.
My cap and my gown increase my renown. There is nothing that genius can't do.
Whoa, was he winking at you?
No, I hope not.
Hey, that Beverly Brothers poem before WrestleMania is a thing of wonder.
It is.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's one Phil's put on here that he's declared as the winning promo, even though we're not doing that. However, the Cactus Jack reveal at SmackDown prior to
I love that.
I love this.
One of the greatest pieces of business ever done in a pro wrestling ring.
I'm going to object to it.
How much more do you want from me? First, you take away my job. Then you bring this idiot out there and you take away my dignity. Then Monday night, in what should have been the greatest night of my life when I was reinstated on Raw is War, you take me and you ruin my shirt.
What?
And you ruin my face. And I'll be honest, when I stepped into that shower and I let the cold water run down on my head, and I looked down at the blood as it swirled around that shower drain, I started thinking a little bit about what mankind was. Now, mankind is an entertaining son of a gun. Mankind is a pretty damn good author. Mankind is one tough SOB. And mankind is one hell of a fighter. So it saddens me to say that after the beating you gave me on Monday night,
one thing mankind is not is ready to face you in a street fight at the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden.
He's not.
Because you are without a doubt the game. You are the best in the business right now. And as you said, well, mankind in some ways is nothing more than a beaten up, pathetic fool. But I think the WWF fans deserve a substitute in that match.
A substitute? He's chickening out?
What I'm going to do, Triple H, is I'm going to name him right now. As a matter of fact, I think you know the guy.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. No.
And I think you know him pretty damn well. His name is Cactus Jack. And his first official act as part of the WWF is to kick your teeth all over the city of Chicago.
Cactus Jack is back!
Oh,
I knew you were going to do this. I knew. I was like, I'm just waiting for it.
Okay, let's put this into non-wrestling terms for a second.
Go on then.
I'm going to say, right. Okay, Triple H, I can't remember the exact promise in there. Okay, Triple H, I can't fight you at the Royal Rumble, but I found a substitute. Who could this substitute be? It's me wearing a different T-shirt, Triple H. It doesn't that scare you?
That's what's so good.
There you go.
It's established that Foley has 3 forms.
No,
this is
no,
just
it's
Foley.
the same guy with a different T-shirt.
Exactly.
That's the only difference.
Could somebody mute Al, please?
This is what makes it one of the greatest examples of wrestling. Yeah.
Well,
all he does is he takes off his shirt and he's wearing a different T-shirt. But the way the crowd reacts, the way Triple H reacts, the way the commentary team reacts, is like, oh my god,
but let's
it's
also
Cactus
not
Jack.
forget this. He loses anyway, so what's the point?
You're such a Debbie Downer here, Al. Seriously.
Debbie Downer.
The idea of that entire
he's
program.
changed a T-shirt, did fuck all for him. End of story.
Ow.
Yep.
But that wasn't the idea to help push
and then
Triple
he
H.
had a job again to him. It held No Way Out. And then he jobbed again to him at WrestleMania. What a guy.
Wow. This is... I don't know how to react to this. I think we should just cut that whole rant out.
One too many Hogan comments from Cam, I think, has set him off.
Well, probably, yeah. Probably.
What it's done.
Was the idea behind this entire Triple H program to prepare Triple H for WrestleMania against The Rock? Yes. Was that not the idea?
Yeah, but instead they did a 4-way match with the Big Show.
Yeah, because they got kind of a bit... They got really kind of like obsessed with the idea of a McMahon in every corner, so it had to be a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the time, I remember watching this on Sky, and my jaw hit the floor.
It was on Channel 4 as well.
It was on Channel 4. It was
on the infamous 2-year period where the Channel 4 showed.
It was the first pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble.
It was the first show, and it leads to
Channel 4.
The only one shown live, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder why.
All the rest won an hour's delay.
Yeah. Speaking though of...
is that a promo?
No, it's not.
Speaking of Mick Foley, in this context, I think a lot of people kind of like only see Mick Foley sometimes as like a bump machine, who basically just like to fly through the air and elbow drop concrete floors.
I know where you're going.
But there are some amazing... We've already kind of touched on the Mankind interviews.
Yeah.
But there are some amazing Cactus Jack / Mankind promos over the years. The main one I'm thinking of being the ECW one, the Kane Dewey promo.
Kane Dewey, one of the most famous ECW promos, I think, ever.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, a huge chunk of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And it did lead to the whole character that Mick Foley had in ECW of being a heel because he refused to wrestle Extreme.
Exactly.
That's just great.
Tommy, I looked out into that audience, my adoring crowd, and I saw 2 simple words that changed my life. Kane Dewey. Somebody had taken the time and the effort and the thought to make a sign that said Kane Dewey. And I saw other people around as every moment in my life stopped and focused in on that sign. And the pain that shot through my body became a distant memory, replaced by the pain that will be embedded in my skull till my dying day. Kane Dewey. Kane Dewey. Dewey Foley is a 3-year-old boy. You sick sons of bitches! You ripped out my heart! You took everything I believed in and you flushed it down the damn toilet! You flushed my heart! You flushed my soul! And now it sickens me to sit back and see other people making the same mistake! You see, Tommy Driver, I gotta listen to my little boy! Every day of my life, say, Daddy, I miss Atlanta, and I say, it's too bad, son, because your dad traded in the Victorian house for a sweat box in Long Island. Your dad traded in $100,000 contract, guaranteed money, insurance, respect, and the name on the dotted line of the greatest man in the world to work for a scumbag who operates out of a little pissant pawn shop in Philadelphia. You don't expect me to be bitter. Tommy, when you open up your heart, when you open up your soul, and it gets on, it tends to make Jack a very mean boy. And so I'm saying to you, before I take these aggressions out on you, to look at your future and realize that the hardcore life is a lie, that these letters behind me are a blatant lie, that those fans who sit there and say, he's hardcore, he's hardcore, he's hardcore, wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, you selfish son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to say about that one. If you've never seen Kane Dewey, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, watch it.
It is great. It is absolutely amazing.
If we talk about ECW promos and like important, like ones that like had like a massive impact in the industry, the one about like Shane Douglas's when he threw the belt down. That
started the whole thing. Without that promo, without that event, ECW would not have existed.
Well, again, what was it promoting?
For fuck's sake!
I'm just getting you at your own game.
He is the swine.
This is the Bushwhackers over again.
The Bushwhackers, the greatest tag team.
Apparently.
Is there any Bushwhacker promos anyone remember?
No, because they just licked people. That was it. Or they broke the bloody Royal Rumble tombola. That's what they did. That was all their promos. That was it.
That's the greatest promo ever. The Bushwhackers drawing the numbers for the Rumble and breaking the tombola. It was promoting the Rumble match, promoting the greatest team.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
I got a bloody butte, mate. Oh, mine's a bloody good one too, Luke. You want to swap, mate? Let's swap, mate. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Wait a minute. Hang fire, ladies and gentlemen. I've just found a promo that they did with Andre the Giant.
Oh, God.
Just before SummerSlam 1991.
Oh, Jesus.
Phil, we need to splice this in now.
Gather Luke, we're 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, from taking care of the natural disasters. Oh, and in our corner, Gather Luke, you know who it's gonna be.
Natural disaster, you will be stopped.
Yay!
Disasters, there will be sunshine next week in New York. You going down.
Ironically enough, it's 3:16 long. It's great.
Yes, earthquake, you can bash your Bible, but Luke 3:16 said I'm gonna lick your ass. Yeah?
That's got natural disasters on at the start. I don't like that. Hey, there we go. Look. Oh, Andre looks a bit perplexed by the whole event. Really,
of course he is.
Andre's just looking at both their bald heads, going, "What?"
I think Andre at this point is wishing for death.
He remembered when he headlined WrestleMania 3, and it's come to this.
It's come to this.
Oh, he's got the crutch now, and he's good. Oh my God! Yeah, we're putting that on there. We've not mentioned Roddy Piper in this context.
I mean, the infamous one where he breaks the bottle of beer over his head and bleeds himself hard way.
How about the Piper Hart promo before WrestleMania 8?
You know, I gotta say, first of all, man, I gotta tell you how much I loves your family. I gotta tell you how much I loves your mom. I know this guy since he's been knee-high to a grasshopper. I remember when they were changing your potty pants. I remember even when, of course, you weren't potty trained till he was 7, but everybody's got their problem. Remember tying bows in our shoes when we were kids? Of course, your shoes were always tied together. Doesn't matter to me, because I remember when Mrs. Hart used to come down, man. She used to make them sandwiches, man. Throw on that bologna. Of course, only one piece of bologna, but that don't matter. I was hungry. Then she'd come up and she'd go to her little... What is this?
Yourself.
Oh, this is nice, huh? Here I am having a little fun trying to make you at ease. Going to have a nice con to keep them to yourself. Have a nice contest, and here you want to be a hero all of a sudden, huh? You want to be a hot shot all of a sudden. You want your belt all of a sudden. Is that the idea, huh?
Look, all I care about is one thing. I want to win back the Intercontinental Belt. You got it. I'm going to take it.
You keep your hands to yourself. Let me help you out a little bit, buddy. We can settle argument. Oh, yeah, you damn betcha we can. Why do it here when I can have 1 million people watch me rip your head off?
Would have had you. No, you wouldn't have.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
Bret Hart on his way to the ring.
Bye-bye.
This should be a classic, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think so.
Roddy Piper defending against the challenger. Let's get back to ringside.
She be mine.
Please.
I mean, it counts because Mean Gene's there with a microphone stood between the two of them.
That's true.
That's an absolute corker, that one is.
It is promoting a match, which is okay. It's not really selling tickets or selling buys because if you're watching that promo, you've already bought them. But even so, yeah, it's an amazing start to that whole match.
Okay, Cameron, I've just seen you put up the video there. The still on the Trello board is incredible.
Yeah. Check it out.
Alright, let's get a live reaction from Phil as he checks out this
my God.
propaganda. Scroll up, wait, it's just loading in. White screen. Oh, Jesus Christ. It reminds me of that
amazing Phil, shush.
One of the Con things with one of the turtles being raped by an elephant.
Oh my God!
Well,
I've got that picture. Yeah.
There's a joke. There's a joke that only edited out because only
nobody will get it.
Will get that
at all.
No.
Phil, that should be the album artwork. Just that picture, no context.
No. We stick with our spirit animal of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. What about Hacksaw's promos?
No.
I've got a feeling it has the word USA in the hole in it.
It's got USA and who.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Old Hacksaw Jim Duggan is going to try to keep my composure, even though I'm coming out here talking about a man like Mr. Perfect. You, get out of here. People are trying to interrupt me and makes me mad. Mr. Perfect, I'm sick and tired of a guy like you that comes down here combing those long, curly locks, talking about what a great body he has, talking about how he plays basketball and pool and backgammon. Well, that's great, Mr. Perfect, because the only thing Hacksaw Jim Duggan does well is beating people up. And when I get you in the ring, I guarantee you, I'm going to do what I do best, tough guy.
I don't know.
Okay, I know where we're going.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
We're going to parts unknown.
Oh no!
We're flying there. We're flying to parts unknown on an aeroplane.
How
do
you fly to parts unknown if you don't know where it is?
Lots and lots of steroids.
And have a question to answer your question. As you, Hulk Hogan, travel to WrestleMania by conventional means, the normals you travel with experience malfunctions. As you realize all that is left is total self-destruction, do you, Hulk Hogan, show self-pity? Do you, Hulk Hogan, try to reason why? Do you, Hulk Hogan, try and comfort the normals that have even more fear than you? Or do you, Hulk Hogan, kick the doors out? Kick the cockpit door down. Take the two pilots that have already made the sacrifice so that you can face this challenge. Dispose of them, Hulk Hogan. Assume the controls, Hulk Hogan. Shove that control into a nosedive, Hulk Hogan. Push yourself to total self-destruction. As you realize, Hulk Hogan, you are about to enter a world close to parts unknown. Oh, smell it, warriors. Do you, Hulk Hogan, look for a place to hide? Or do you, Hulk Hogan, face that challenge that may be more powerful than even you are, Hulk Hogan? You, Hulk Hogan, must self-destruct so that you will know, Hulk Hogan, who is the chosen one. For Hulk Hogan, I am not the chosen one that you speak of. I am not. I, Hulk Hogan, am the only one.
Now, this is one of the baddest promos. It's so bad, it's amazing.
It does sink right through the basement and end up coming out good again.
It is the infamous Warrior nosedive promo, which Christian does a fantastic impression.
Oh yeah. On the self-destruction on the Warrior DVD, yeah, it's just amazing.
Assume the controls, Hulk Hogan.
Oh God!
It's just the way it takes him ages to say the name Hulk Hogan. He's there kind of going, assume the controls, Hulk Hogan.
It's because he's forgot his name.
Probably, yeah. It's like Hulk Robertson. No.
And nosedive into parts unknown. It's a brilliant promo.
Is it brilliant? Or is it just daft?
It's a bit of both, I think.
Purely daft.
That's the like another rich vein of like daft promos. Like I think I put the one there with the is it Kane doing like all the Hulk Hogan talk?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, again.
Also, any Commissioner Foley segment promo is amazing.
Yep.
Well, that's one I put on the other Mick Foley one I put on. I was going to flag it. Was you hardly ever see it because I remember seeing it on. It was on his Cheap Pops and Hard Knocks DVD.
Yeah, I think the Commissioner Foley run was very underrated.
Yeah.
See, that's Mick Foley again, being able to not only do like serious promos that we just talked about, but also comedy as well.
Yeah. I mean, the promo starts with Mick Foley sat on is it on a lawnmower, like his stupid desk?
Yeah. He had
cage.
You want to take me out? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Each punch will cost you $5,000.
Each punch $5,000?
$5,000 a punch.
Steph, get my wallet. This is going to be expensive.
Go ahead, Triple H.
And when I get up, it won't just be your wallet. I heard it'll be your pride. You understand me? I want you on our shows because you are that damn good. And I want that match with Jericho at Fully Loaded because it will be that damn good. But as good as you are, as much as I want you, I do not need you. You are not bigger than the WWF, and you're not bigger than me. You take one punch, and when I get up, I'll make damn sure your days of main eventing are over. You understand me? I will book you at every circus and sideshow in this country. I will book you in gymnasiums. Nobody will know who you are. I want Jericho's.
I'll give you Jericho on Monday, under one condition. I'm going to book you in a handicap elimination match. You win, you get Jericho on Monday. You don't, you wait till Fully Loaded. Got me?
That kind of, he just sort of stands up and, this energy just comes out of it. It's brilliant.
Do you want some listener contributions? Well, I can't guarantee the listeners, but the contributions on the Carlisle Facebook page, anyway, Carlisle Wrestling Facebook page.
Still counts.
It still counts. We've got some. Mark Corlett says the Mark Henry retirement speech, not sure which bracket, but you decide.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one because no one saw that coming, did they?
Oh no, I got sucked into that. I got sucked in. He turned it. I'm like, you bastard.
It was brilliant. House of Pain. He's in the Hall of Fame this year, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh, is everybody else hoping he's going to wear that 7-pink jacket again for the?
Oh my god.
Yep. It's time for John Cena to come on the stage and then just press slam him whenever at the end.
No. If he can come on stage and press slam Kid Rock, I'd be happy.
Oh yeah. That'll be fine. Speaking of Roddy Piper, I've got David Wharton here who says Roddy Piper just when they think they know the rules promo.
Is that a promo?
I don't know.
Does he do that on
it's a Piper's Pit.
Isn't the quote just when you think you know the answers, I change the questions? Isn't that the quote?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget the Jimmy Snooker Coconut incident.
Yes,
that was the game changer. The whole Piper's Pit thing, wasn't it? That was a proper game changer.
Not the other Jimmy Snooker incident we don't talk about.
One other famous Piper's Pit moment, I'll just quickly go. The promo for WrestleMania 3 when Andre turned against Hogan.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a Piper's Pit.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because Piper's there, isn't it?
So it's not necessarily a Piper promo, but yeah.
Well, that's true. I think that's I suppose
he's kind of just there as the mediator between the two kind of idea.
But then, if we're talking about promo, does CM Punk's pipe bomb promo actually count as a promo?
Yes, because I would say that it.
But if we're taking a context of building up to something, this was just CM Punk unleashing all his frustration. This was not building to a match at the time.
There's a truckload of truth in this one.
Well, yeah, this has got 99% truth.
Wasn't it building to him and Cena at Money in the Bank?
Yeah, it built to him and Cena at Money in the Bank.
You're right.
It built to the storyline of him leaving with the WWF title because that's what he says at the end.
Yeah.
Well, contract's up and I'll leave. I'll leave with the title.
There's so many little bits in this promo. The shout out to Colt Cabana. The shout out to.
Yep.
To me, it's just a man who's just had enough, and it's like, you know what? Fuck this. I have the mic. You're going to listen to me talk.
I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than I like most people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best. Because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. You're as good as kissing Vince's ass as Hulk Hogan was. I don't know if you're as good as Dwayne, though. He's a pretty good ass kisser. Always was and still is. Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I am the best wrestler in the world. I've been the best ever since day one when I walked into this company, and I've been vilified and hated since that day because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right, I'm a Paul Heyman guy. You know who else was a Paul Heyman guy? Brock Lesnar. And he split just like I'm splitting, but the biggest difference between me and Brock is I'm going to leave with the WWE Championship.
It kicked off pretty much CM Punk's sort of rise. Because up until that, he'd been sort of he'd had the world title, but that reign had kind of like flopped a little bit when he beat Hart.
Yeah.
But this was the one that kind of cemented him as a main guy for what was close to about 2 years.
This is the summer of Punk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just reading down the list of more. I've got Levi McClinchy, who says
that can't be a real name.
That is what I've got on the screen in front of me.
Levi McClinchy. It's a gay porn star, Carly.
Hey, there you go, Ewan. Paul Heyman drops the pipe bomb on Vinnie Mac.
Ooh.
Oh, is that before the invasion angle, isn't it? Like he gets quit or fired from SmackDown, then he goes and ECW thing heats up and all that kind of baloney.
In the same vein, the Joey Styles promo where he quits the internet's position.
Yes, I did put that one on.
You did. I love that one.
It's the only promo that ever mentions semen and God in like one breath.
Wow.
I am sick of sports entertainment. I am sick of male cheerleaders. I am sick of boogers and bathroom humor and semen, and I am sick of our chairman who likes to talk about his own semen. He mocks God. He mocks God and makes out with the divas, all to feed his own insatiable ego.
Stephen Jefferson says, one that springs to mind that can be talked about is the original This Is Your Life with The Rock and Mankind.
Oh, okay.
What's that building to where?
Well, yeah, that was just going to be my point. If we're going to define a promo by building up a match or a program, what did that build up to? Not a lot.
They never really had, like, obviously there was the Rock and Sock connection, but there was no blow off to the tag team, was there? They didn't, like, feud with each other afterwards, I don't think, because it was after their feud, wasn't it?
They just went their separate ways.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Finally, from the Carlisle message boards, we have Johnny Graham. This will be the one for all the Carlisle Target fans out there. It's the one where Mark Allen promised an end to 2016 with a bang. Man of Carlisle nightlife, Mark Allen, superstar DJ, cut a promo in Target Wrestling. And
well done him.
So there you go. That'll mean nothing to anyone else, but I'll put it in there anyway, just for the people who frequent Target of one Saturday a month.
But the point is, though, what's the best one?
I don't think you can say definitively what the best one is.
But we have to, because this is a round table episode.
Phil, we agreed at the beginning we're not picking a favourite.
But we have to. This is what that's the whole point of these episodes.
We've missed
lots of guys out.
We've missed one particular guy, and I'm hoping that Al's going to say the same that I am.
Well, I'm going to say Mr. Roberts.
Yes, I was just about to say Mr. Roberts as well. So it's whoa down, Phil. You seem awfully keen to get this one wrapped up tonight.
All right, just calm down. Let's try to get us to, build to a crescendo and pick the best one, because we have to, because
I'll build you a crescendo, son.
I want to mention Jake Roberts' promo for WrestleMania 6 against the $1 Million Man.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Wallowing in the muck of avarice.
I'm going to make you beg, DiBiase. You are going to get down on your hands and knees. This time, you'll be the one that's humbled. This time, you'll be the one that's humiliated. And this time, you will be the one that grovels for the money. And how appropriate that the money you grovel for is your very own. A victim of your own greed, wallowing in the muck of avarice.
Longfellow couldn't have said it better.
I also want to mention some of other Jake Roberts' finer work of If you want to play cards, if you want to play 21, he's got 22.
Damn it! Damn it!
And I think we can agree we found the winner of the best promo ever.
You want to play 21? I've got 22. Good job.
You want to play blackjack? I've got 2 of those as well.
Oh, Jake.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
That'd be we're into the realms of the Scott Steiner and the worst promos now, aren't we?
No. Before we get onto that, what do we think of? I think obviously at the moment it's been a bit of a bloke fest. AJ Lee on Raw when she went against the women's division when she was Divas champion. Monday Night Raw, the 26th of the 8th, 2013, and it was the "You're Not Fit to Lace Up My Chuck Taylor" promo.
Do you want to know what I see when I look in that ring? Honestly, a bunch of cheap, interchangeable, expendable, useless women. Women who have turned to reality television because they just weren't gifted enough to be actresses. Say it to our face! And they just weren't talented enough to be champion. I have done more in 1 year than all of you have done in your entire collective careers. I have saved your Divas division. I have shattered glass ceilings. I have broken down doors. Why? So a bunch of ungrateful, stiff plastic mannequins can waltz on through without even as much as a thank you? You just skip! You guys can't even go backstage and shake my hand and look me in the eye because you know that I worked my entire life to get here. I gave my life to this, and you were just handed 15 minutes of fame. I didn't get here because I was cute, or because I came from some famous wrestling family, or because I sucked up to the right people. I got here because I am good. I earned this championship, and no matter how many red carpets you guys want to walk in your $4,000 ridiculous heels, you will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylors. You are all worthless excuses for women, and you will never be able to touch me.
I think as we go on now with everything that's happening in WWE, we'll get more and more women promos that will come into this category because they've been taken seriously.
Oh yeah, because it's taken way more seriously now than even if it was when AJ Lee was around.
I think the whole thing between Sasha Banks and Bayley's been done really well because Bayley's the slow, quiet, hurt friend where Sasha Banks is just trying to get the truth.
I'll have to admit, I've not seen much of the build up to their match.
It's good.
I'm going to have to sit down.
It's Bayley's character finally going beyond the clappy, huggy character.
Because that was dying a death on the main roster.
She's growing a spine, and Sasha Banks does not like it.
Good.
She's threatened by it.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Are they officially signed a match for WrestleMania though, between those two?
I think so yet, unless I've missed. Well, considering WrestleMania has like 18,000 matches on it right now.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
Yeah, it started yesterday, did it, WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. You just have to kind of join in when you can, and then leave, and then get on with your life, and then come back to it.
Can I say another WrestleMania promo?
Sure.
Go on.
We haven't mentioned one of the best. I think it's like this ties it up quite nicely here because these two guys are really good at doing promos, but because they're so good, a lot of the promos aren't memorable.
Oh god.
To an extent, and it's the Rock's promo, and is when he challenged Hogan for the match at WrestleMania 18.
Oh, the Icon versus Icon match.
You've headlined WrestleMania after WrestleMania. Why don't you headline one more against The Rock?
Yeah, The Rock was absolute bro. Another good Rock one I put on the Trello board is the promo he does before Armageddon 2000.
Oh, does all the impressions.
When he impersonates everyone. AKB's got to beat Rikishi. I did it for the people. And when he do, even if the Great One has to beat the Undertaker, rest.
His eyes crossed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
it's good.
The best one with the Stone Cold cap that he puts on. Even if he's got to go through Stone Cold Steve Austin, gonna get me some Steve Weisers, gonna listen to me some Backstreet Boys. It's just, oh man, it's just hilariously funny. We've done a lot of really, really good promos. Just to contrast that, is there any kind of nominations for particularly god awful?
Scott Steiner. No.
I think that goes full circle again.
No, what, the 33 and a third one?
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's so funny.
I also like the quote, I've got half the man you are. I've got half
Sid
the
Justice.
you have.
Sid Justice has pretty much his own wing in this kind of Hall of Fame effort, doesn't he? Oh my God.
Oh, blessed Justice.
What was that? What was he supposed to say for that? It's like, you're supposed to say, you are half the man that I am.
I think I say, you're half the man you are. I don't even know what I was going for now.
God. Sit down with a bit of people to figure it out.
It came out as I am half the man that you are and I have half the brain that you have, or something, didn't it? It's just like, oh no.
Oh, it makes it even worse. Is isn't Kevin Nash wearing a fake Sid Justice chin in the ring?
Yes.
I think so.
Like a bloody Craig David mask. It's like, oh God.
And then everyone just corpses on the stage.
Yeah, it was Lucky Show that just burst out laughing.
Is it that Sid Justice promo, or is it another one where he realizes he's cocked up and then asks the interviewer if he can do it again?
Yes, Jim Ross.
Then has to be told that no, you're on live television.
I think the line is, "We're live, pal."
We're live, pal. Yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but I do remember Sid Justice absolutely screwing up a promo and asking to do it.
Oh, what about the Shockmaster then? If we're going down that route.
Oh God.
Well, to be honest, the Shockmaster isn't really bad for something that anyone says. It's just the fact
that it was to promote a match. He was there to promote a match.
Yeah, they were promoting a match, yeah, but it's not because anyone says anything like a mistake or anything like that. It's just because Tugboat falls flat on his face.
The whole thing's a shambles, though. It's like David Boy Smith with his back to the camera, blocking the whole shot.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he says he's fell on his fucking ass.
Yeah, he's fallen far. Fuck. Ric Flair swearing. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Even if he'd managed to get through that, bust through that wall successfully and stand, properly, I think the fact that he had what is obviously like a glitter brushed stormtrooper would have just probably blown the whole thing.
Oh, was it like Kevin Sullivan doing the voice of the Shockmaster or something?
Yes, it was.
It's oh God, Kevin Sullivan could be in there for a few hours as well. I reckon probably.
Oh, Sullivan! Oh, that was the Dungeon of Doom. Sullivan, my son.
Let's not ever relive that angle ever again.
Oh, the one with Hogan just wanders into the set. It's like, oh my God, water.
Yep. So bad.
It's wrestling, mate. It's wrestling.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's wrestling.
Sometimes it's so bad, it's good.
Leave the memories alone.
Yeah, it's good. I'm trying to think, not a bad one, but I was gonna chuck one in there. I didn't want to be like, hey, all hipster kind of thing, because I'm gonna pick a Ring of Honor one.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Ewan knows what's coming.
I know what's coming.
2007, Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh God!
The start of the Age of the Fall.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Have you seen this, Phil?
I don't think so.
I'll send you it, Phil.
Cool.
I can't remember which one of the Briscoe brothers it is.
It's Jay. It's Jay Briscoe, I think. I think so.
They've bust Jay Briscoe open after this match, right? Yeah, and then Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black, now Seth Rollins,
with the Necro
Butcher, stormed the ring, and they somehow attach Jay Briscoe's feet together and winch him up above the ring. So he's hanging upside down above the ring.
Bleeding like a pig.
But he's bleeding like crazy, okay?
Right.
How the hell he actually agreed to this, I've no idea. Because then you've got Jimmy Jacobs standing directly below him with a microphone and a white suit on. which as this sort of, what is it, 6 or 7 minute long promo?
It's a long promo.
It's not the shortest promo. He ends up essentially just being showered with Jade Briscoe's blood.
Wow.
And it's just all over. By the time he's finished, it's all over him. And it's the start of the, it's the introduction to the faction known as the Age of the Fall in Ring of Honor. And it's just memorable for that reason alone.
Also, as well, very quickly, I know we're trying to wrap things up. CM Punk, any Ring of Honor CM Punk promo, but especially the one against Raven. The Straight Edge promo.
Because once again, it was a complete. It's the same as the Ric Flair Dusty Rhodes thing. It's the two polar opposites and emphasising that.
Yeah.
Has Alan got any more?
I think we've done everything that I like.
So which one is the best?
Oh, Phil,
Phil.
Listen, listen. We've got a page on the website dedicated to the best of things. This is the round table episode where we pick the best promo. We had bloody Bushwhackers as the best tag team.
Yeah, because they are. We've established this scientifically.
We haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we have.
So from this veritable cornucopia of
right. Okay, right. Al, pick one.
Jake Roberts is 21.
Cameron, pick one.
God, I'm just looking down the list we've got so far, and I'm going to just try to mention one for pure memorable stuff and brilliance. I'm going to go for Steve Austin's ECW one. That's for someone else.
Phil, pick one.
Ooh, well, my pick would be the SmackDown Cactus Jack one, but I think we got to go for one that's like really important.
I am picking Hard Times.
Ooh. I think I might go with that as well because, like, how much should that influence after it? You know,
massive.
Both within that company and everywhere else. How like the reverberations of that was that, you know, as wrestling promos go, that's like the ground zero, surely.
I think so. Cam? When you consider the impact it's had on not just the Ric Flair match, but anything else from that point on.
And there's probably a reason why.
Well, my argument, which I like arguing, is we never really saw that impact because none of us watched that promo at the time, so we can't really establish what it was like to watch.
I never watched I never watched a lot of Bushwhackers match. They're the best fucking tag team in the world. So
I'll watch their full career.
Shut up.
Take it from me.
Yeah, and look at the damage it did.
Yes, I lick Cameron at work on a daily basis.
But I think those kind of things are hard though because it's like I can't even get an example, but it's like, you know, a film establishes something and then like it becomes a cliche and then 20 years later every film's doing it. And then the idea then becomes almost not good because it's done so much. But whereas like I can't think of a good example right now.
Well, here's the way I put it. Without Dusty, would wrestling be the same? Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Without that promo and that period of time,
it wasn't the WF, so you could argue WF would be the same, and WCW and NWA at the time wouldn't.
But would WF be the same though?
We would never have the polka dots.
Exactly. It's such an iconic moment because it's the beginning of the rise of WCW and also the rise of WWF, if you want to say that, because they had to rise to compete, and slowly over time they got even and even. Eventually, yes, WCW died, the territories died, but at that particular moment, this particular sector right here, that promo was the single most important thing that was done. That's why it's the best.
I would add to that, from my point of view, thinking about it, that there's probably a reason why before he died, Dusty Rhodes was doing promo class in the performance.
Exactly.
He was the guy taking all the promo classes.
So I think we'll pick.
Well, I guess give me the Bushwhackers, so I might have to concede. but I'm still. I don't know.
We didn't have any skullduggery lined up for this one, did we, Al? We made a bloody mistake here.
You made a mistake. Yeah, idiots.
We've been lax. We've let them away with it this time.
But I think, yeah, like for the impact, you know, it's got to be Dusty Rhodes Hard Times.
And we're going for Dusty Rhodes Hard Times as the best
Yep. Yous are going for Dusty Rhodes Hard Times.
Al's going for the Ultimate Warrior.
No, I wasn't sure on this one, so I'll go with what you want. But
oh, here we go.
Favorite.
No, Al.
Honestly, my own personal favorite was The Rock setting up his match at 18 because it led to one of the most iconic matches ever. That was I knew it wasn't going to win, but that's my personal favorite.
Well, that's fair enough. You're allowed to have an opinion, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Here's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty, your fans welcome you back, man.
First of all, I would like to thank the many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time because I know how important it was. Starcade 85 it is to the wrestling fans, it is to Jim Crockett Promotions. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, with that weight, got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard time. And we all had hard times together. I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My hand is just a little big. But brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were 2 bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother. And the other one's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world's heavyweight title belongs to these people. I'm going to reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this Hard Time Blues. Dusty Rhodes Tour 85 and Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Let me leave you with this. One way to hurt Ric Flair is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world. That's the world's heavyweight title. I'm gonna take it. I've been there twice. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm gonna take it for you. Let's gather for it. Don't let me down now, because I came back for you, for that man up there that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real Wolf champion. And I'm proud of you and thank God I have you. And I love you. Love you!
All we need for like wrestling perfection is if somehow we could go back in time and make Dusty Rhodes do a promo whilst managing the Bushwhackers.
Shut up, Cameron.
Oh, can you
and
imagine?
He's going to be on the plane as well while he's playing 21.
He's got to be on a plane, yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine like all the flipping Bushwhackers like dressed in polka dots?
Oh God!
Wow! With that would have been amazing.
Chuck Sapphire in there as well. Why not?
Polka dot cap
for next time.
Yeah.
Well, Alan, it's yours.
I'm scared.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
It's yours.
He just did.
Right. Do I want to be nice?
Be
do
nice.
I want to be nice or do I want to be horrible?
Al, you made us watch Brawl for All. Be nice.
Oh, so no WrestleMania 9 for you, then?
No, we've just been talking about this before you turned up. WrestleMania 9, if we ever do WrestleMania 9, it's the live show.
Or the final show.
Yeah.
Or the final, when we're all grizzled 50-year-old men.
Any time scale of when we could be doing this?
This doesn't bode well.
Probably aim for like a month's time, but probably more likely 6 weeks.
Because I don't know whether I should choose a Mania. We're in Mania season, so I don't know whether I should choose a Mania.
Oh, well, we won't get it done before Mania.
I'd say go with your heart, Al, but I know that's a scary idea, so don't do that.
Go with your heart.
I don't like choosing things because all you do is just moan and slag them off.
Al, if you pick the Brawl for All,
you picked Brawl for All, that's why.
Well, yeah, but still, that's...
As a little peek behind the curtain now, there is a gentleman's bet as to what you would pick.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if the words out your mouth are what I thought they were going to be, there's a tenner.
Yep, Cameron's getting a handy. Here's my worry though. If Al has the next pick, what crap are we going to end up watching?
Oh God, it'll be. He'll probably. He doesn't know. I don't think he even knows he's got a pick, so he'll probably just come up with the first thing he can have to his mind. It'll be something like WrestleMania 6. I bet it's going to be WrestleMania 6.
Why?
Just don't lean him towards anything. It'll be WrestleMania 6.
That's quite specific.
I'm going to look at what that is just to see if there's any relevant.
It'll be Hogan Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I am going to pick a WrestleMania.
Oh, are you now?
We're halfway there. We're halfway there.
I'll be so impressed if you get it.
Go on.
I'm going to go for the first WrestleMania I watched kind of live. I say live.
No.
It was whilst it was shown on TV for the time.
Which is?
And WrestleMania 10.
Oh!
Oh, so close.
So
We thought
close.
you were going to say 6.
Another bad thing, but 10's the one I watched. I had Sky. That's the first WrestMania I had Sky.
The first one you watched?
WrestMania 10.
No, first one I watched as it was happening.
I think I stayed up to watch that one as well.
Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon. Nice.
Definitely stayed up to watch that one.
So I would have set tapes for the previous two.
It has, I still think, got the best opening match of any WrestleMania.
Well,
Heavenly Bodies. Oh no, sorry, Owen Hart against Bret Hart. We're talking about the dark match.
No, not the actual broadcast.
Do you know who was in the dark match?
Oh god,
I do.
The Bushwhackers.
The Heavenly Bodies against the Bushwhackers.
Podcast Gold just dropped before the show's even been recorded.
Yep.
I say gold. We all know what it means.
So that's.
I'm going to have to leave on that note, gentlemen. So it's been a fun podcast.
No problem, Alan. I'll see you on. No, I won't see you over the weekend, and I won't see you tomorrow because you're not in. Tuesday.
Are you off Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, I shall see you on Tuesday, Mr. Phillips.
See you Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Is he gone?
I think he's away, yeah.
Oh,
that's
fucking dickhead. No.
That's not bad. We could have been a lot worse than that.
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
I get to watch Crush. Oh, it's a good day.
Oh yeah, it's the Falls Count anyway, which ironically doesn't really go anywhere.
No, it doesn't. But I don't care. It's got Crush in it.
Yeah, it's got a corner.
I know it's a terrible wrestler, but he was my favorite as a child.
I don't know why.
Along with Tatanka.
Wow. Anything else going on in Conquistabores Towers before we go?
I'm going to the wrestling this Sunday.
You are. I'm mainly thinking about the new sort of streaming shenanigans we've got going on.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the plan is that we now have a Conquistabores Twitch page.
Yep, twitch.tv/the Conquistabores.
Well, hey, and I think it's the plan not that it's totally non-wrestling related, but are we not going to get a way out? And
yes.
Me and you are going to play a way out together, and then we're
going to stream a way out.
We're going to stream us playing a way out. So if you want to if you fancy like me and you and jailbreaking, then
playing in the showers, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
like
playing in the
TV
showers.
series Oz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of us will end up sealed, like bricked up alive in the wall. But yeah, that's going to be quite cool.
I suppose long term, when they get the Fire Pro comes out, it'll be the Dead Wrestler pay-per-view.
I think that's June.
It's soon. It's in summer.
I think the PS4 version is June. I think the full-scale PC version on Steam is June as well. But you're going to we're going to stream our own pay-per-view, which is all going to feature Dead Wrestlers, and it's going to be called, Phil.
Was it Tidal Wave of Idiocy?
Tidal Wave of Idiocy. Why not?
A case study.
How long till we start that Patreon, boys? How long?
Well, I've already said that if we start a Patreon, one of the perks is going to be story time with Jordy Al.
We got 3 pay-per-view names.
Oh yeah.
It's Tidal Wave of Idiocy, Wave the Exploding Muscle.
Oh yes.
Spit Against Democracy.
Spit Against.
I love that one.
I can just see it on posters. That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah,
the main event of a Spit Against Democracy.
Yeah, Big Boss Man versus British Bulldog. There's your main event.
That'd be incredible. Can you imagine that? Can we have the Guerrero Benoit match where Guerrero's actually not pissed off all the time?
Oh, we're gonna have. There's gonna be a 4-way of like wrestlers who are like airbrushed from history.
Yes, we were. I discussed this, I think, on Twitter. I think
Benoit versus Nails.
Benoit, Nails, China to a degree.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else. Alundra Blaze.
Alundra Blaze has kind of been welcomed back.
She's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
But they were like all of them guaranteed never to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So in order to qualify for it, you'd have to be dead but never be in the Hall of Fame.
Dead and never likely to be in the Hall of Fame.
Dead and never likely to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh Christ. Oh boy. I'm trying to think now.
That's why you got Nails in there because all the things you fallen up to him and Vince.
Crush.
Yeah, there you go.
Has he been airbrushed from history though?
When was the last time you heard Crush mentioned on WWE television?
Is that because of shenanigans or just because he was shit?
Both.
He wasn't shit. I think he was. The problem
limited,
he had,
I think the term is limited.
He was a bit limited. He was a bit of a workhorse. But I think the main problem was he not one half of Chronic?
Yes.
Who infamously were completely
Chronic.
That. And they were completely sort of ignored by Taker and Kane at one of the pay-per-views during the Invasion angle, where Taker just didn't sell for anything they were doing.
That could be it as well.
They were completely sandbagged for the whole thing. It was just like, as you confirmed.
So, WrestleMania 10, I think we did quite well.
I think we've got off with that one kind of lightly, actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll remember to issue the next newsletter as well at some point.
Yes, I have completed that article. It's just there.
Cool. I'll do that maybe.
I just wish there was seemingly an easy way we could just contrip to the same bloody document.
Yeah, I can't. All the things that say is easy is it's always really difficult. So I'll try.
I've also had a couple of ideas what I might do next.
Cool.
I might try and see if I can find every Wrestle Kingdom main event on the network and review each main event.
Ooh.
Which unfortunately does mean I'm going to review Bob Sapp matches, I think.
Still wrestling though.
It is. Very bad wrestling, but it's still wrestling.
But yeah, content.
Apparently there's a story out there recently during the last Wrestle Kingdom weekend. The guys were partying Roppongi and Juice Robinson found a shirtless Bob Sapp just roaming the street.
Nice. Just roaming.
One does.
Well, as Bob Sapp does.
So content everywhere.
Yeah,
on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch.
Yeah.
Wherever the kids are, we're there in a non-weird way.
On the blog, with my wrestling pay-per-view project, I will get round to doing the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which it's been so long since I did the last one, I've actually forgotten the name of what the next one is.
Wow.
It's the one after SummerSlam '98.
What would that be?
Another pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I've noticed as well that they're finally releasing a lot of the WCW archive onto the network. We've got Thunder main events coming, apparently. Saturday night's main events coming to the network next week, apparently.
All right, okay.
So you can watch the match where Vader destroys Cactus Jack.
Nice.
You can hear him break Cactus Jack's nose.
And get well soon, Vader.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. He's currently undergoing. Well, he's had open heart surgery, but
that's not fun.
He's recovering from that, and it's when he's describing it as the greatest pain he's ever been in. This is Vader talking.
Yeah, he had a eye busted out in the middle of a ring by the cowbell.
Yeah, exactly. But there we go.
I just got around to listening to the Will Ospreay on Chris Jericho's podcast, and he talks about this match with Vader, and it was quite funny. I would recommend.
I remember. Yeah, you have to kind of look back and remember that happened.
Yeah. And it's quite
just
funny
weird.
because they plan like a whole run in, and then Vader's in the ring, and I think he forgot it was going to happen, and he gets confused, and the story's funny. So listen to that. That's good.
I saw a Vader match. It's Vader against Stan Hansen.
Jesus.
I imagine that would be somewhat stiff.
Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
I need a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, we've got content a go. We've got
coming out your ears or coming into your ears and eyes.
It's only a matter of time before we get that Patreon together, and we all four of us, we get the shares of £3 a month.
Oh yeah.
I could spend that on a Pornhub membership. I'll take it.
Well, wouldn't that take because I guess we'd be like paying £1 in each, or we'd just be like swapping £1 around each other.
Probably, yeah. We'll just have the same pound.
Yeah.
Sounds faintly rude when you say it like that.
Oh. If I want to give my pound, I'm not saying that sentence. I said it to myself. I'm sorry.
Just a quick plug, by the way. If you like a certain BBC science fiction,
here we go.
Ed, Phil, play something over this.
Here we go.
Then I'll just
play the TARDIS sound over it. That'll screw him up.
The Polish box. That's POLIS.
What's that? Sorry, Cam. Canny over the brakes are on, aren't they? That's what it is.
We put Doctor Who on the dock. And,
It's like can't hear you.
Really? No.
Still can't hear you, Cam. Still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Nothing.
It was all about the TV movie in 1996. Paul McGann. And we talked about it. It was great. I got lunch. I got lunch made for me. I got
nothing.
I got pulled pork.
You'll get it.
I bet you did, you dirty boy.
You'll get a punch made for you in a bit. I tell you.
Ah, dear God! I see. I'm trying to spread my wings here.
Went all the way to Edinburgh just for a hand job. Terrible.
You're gonna shoot those down.
It's a good one though.
Back in your box, pal. Back in your box.
So here we go.
You talk about wrestling, pal, and that's it. Nothing else. Yeah.
Okay. On that
traitorous note.
God. We're not good at ending these, are we?
No.
No, I was going to say this ending's been going on for about 10 minutes now.
Yeah. I'll chop it down.
I'll start the ending the way I always start it. Bye.
I'll chop it down to like a lean 9 minute ending. It'll be fine.
9 minutes.
Polish box.
No.
Gentlemen, the Conquistabores have left the building. And then you get the bit with, what is it? The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down with a great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Yeah, but it's not that bit. It's not that bit, though.
It's not. Yeah, no, that bit comes later.
No.
After all that.